So back to swords. So in our previous video we talked about the last one we talked about was the swords and the conjugate of swords, but we just change the signs, okay, from if it is positive we change to negative, and if it is negative we change it to positive. So in that case we want to go straight into the multiplication and division of sorts, multiplication and divisions of sorts. And now let's start with the multiplication. This is number one. Now we can have let's take from the simplest that we might have. So we want to multiply two sorts together. Okay, let's say we have 2 minus root 3. Okay, and then we multiply by and let's say root 2 plus root 3. Okay, it's just like normal multiplications. Okay, we open up the brackets. Okay, so let's open up the bracket with 2 minus root 3. So we have 2 into root 2 plus root 3. Okay, minus root 3 into root 2 plus root 3. So if we open up this one, we have 2 root 2 plus 2 root 3 minus, we apply the law of sorts here, root a multiplied by root b. So that will give us root ab. So that will give us root 3 times 2. That will give us root 6. Okay. Or let's take it a bit backward. So root 3 multiplied by root 2. And this one gives us minus into root 3 multiplied by root 3. Okay, so this is good. 2 root 2 plus 2 root 3 minus 6 root 6. Okay, this will give us minus root 9. So we have 2 root 2, 2 root 2, okay, plus 2 root 3 minus root 6 minus 3. So this will be our final answer for the product of sorts and multiplication of sorts. So now we want to it's just like normal opening of brackets. So when we open it up, we simplify collect like times, and this one cannot be proceed any further because this is root 2 here and this is root 3 here and also root 6 here, all of different terms. So now what happens when we multiply the a sword and its conjugates together? Okay, multiplication of swords and its conjugates together. So let's take for instance we have 2 minus root 3, and the conjugate of 2 minus root 3 is 2 plus root 3. What happens when we multiply the sword and its conjugates together? So as usual, we just go on and multiply out like we do, just like normal multiplication. So this will give us 2 into 2 plus root 3 and minus root 3 into 2 plus root 3. And this will give us 4 plus 2 root 3, okay, minus this will give us 2 root 3, okay, 2 root 3 and minus root 3 multiplied by root 3. So this will give us 4 root 3 and minus root 3 we cancel out, okay, and we will be left with 4 minus root 3 multiplied by root 3 is root 9, and then root 9 is 3, so this will give us 4 minus 3 and this will give us 1. Now we will notice something, that when we multiply a conjugate of a sword with a sword, so when we multiply a sword, okay, and its conjugates together, we will have a rational number. Okay, so the product of a sword and its conjugates is give rise to a rational number. Okay, so let's try one more time. Okay, let's try another example. Let's say number 3. and let's say we have 3 root 2 minus 1, and the conjugate of 3 root 2 minus 1 is what? 3 root 2 plus 1. So with that, we just open up the bracket like we usually do. So that's 3 root 2 into 3 root 2 plus 1, okay, minus 1 into 3 root 2 plus 1, and this will give us what? This will give us 3 root 2 multiplied by 3 root 2, so we can say 3 root 2 squared, plus 1 multiplied by 3 root 2, that's give us 3 root 2, minus 1 multiplied by 3 root 2, that will give us 3 root 2, minus 1 plus 1, that's minus 1 multiplied by plus 1, that will give us minus 1. So definitely this guy will cancel out this guy. Now we'll be left with 3 root 2 squared, okay, minus 1. So this reminds us of indices and logarithms. So we have this one to be 3 squared multiplied by root 2 squared, okay, minus 1. So this will give us 9 multiplied by this root 2 squared will give us 2 minus 1 in our brackets, and this will give us 18 minus 1, which will be equals to what? 17. So if you have not checked out the video of indices and on indices, please kindly go and check on it. It's very helpful, so that what we did here, okay, will be straightforward. All right, so let's move straight without wasting our time. Let's move down to division of logarithm. Sorry, of sorts. Division of sorts. So let's take for instance that division. Okay, and most of the time when we have sorts, okay, now consider the sort root 3, sorry, 3 over root 2. Now the sort root 3 over root 2 is an inexact irrational number, okay, being divided by an exact rational number. Now although the result is still irrational, the division process is actually less cumbersome. So in the process of in mathematics, we, or as much as possible, will try not to have irrational numbers at the denominators. Okay, we'll try not to have irrational numbers at the denominator. So with respect to that, we try as much as possible to simplify out irrational numbers on the denominator. So in that scenario, the way to go about that is to multiply out with the denominator. Okay, so this will give us 3 over root 2 multiplied by root 2 over root 2. Now with this when we multiply out with this, then we have our answer. So this will give us 3 over root 2. This will give us multiplied by root 2 multiplied by root 2. This will give us 3 root 2, or root 2 times 2. 3 root 2 over 2. Okay, now before we go any further, I want to teach you the concept of rationalizing the denominator. Okay, so when we have a more complex denominator. Okay, so let's say for instance we have 3 plus root 2 divided by root 5 plus root 3. Now how to solve these is by this, the key is to multiply the numerator and denominator by the conjugate of the denominator. Okay, now that we have arrived at this, so this is the key in rationalizing the denominator, or most often in the division of complex numbers. So Now we are given this, so the solution now is to multiply. Okay, we are multiplying. We're multiplying the denominator and the numerator by the conjugate of the denominator. So now the question is, what is the conjugate of the denominator? Now this is the denominator here. Okay, and the conjugate is that we are going to be changing the sign at the center here. That's so our answer will be root 5 minus root 3 divided by root 5 minus root 3. Now in that scenario, then we can now bring them all together. Okay, so that will give us 3 plus root 2 multiplied by root 5 minus root 3 divided by root 5 plus root 3 multiplied by root 5 minus root 3. Okay, now this brings us back to multiplication of sorts. Okay, so then when we multiply out, we have 3 into root 5 minus root 3 plus root 2 into root 5 minus root 3 divided by root 5 into root 5 minus root 3. Okay, plus root 3 into root 5 minus root 3. Now this will give us 3 root 5 minus 3 root 3 plus root 2 multiplied by root 5 will give us root 10. Okay, plus root 10, and root 2 multiplied by root 3 will give us root 6. Okay, minus root 6, everything divided by root 5 multiplied by root 5 will give us root 25. That will give us 5, and root 5 multiplied by root 3 give us minus root 5 root 15. Okay, that's 5 times 3 is 15, and then root 3 multiplied by root 5 also will give us root 15, and root 3 multiplied by minus root 3 will give us minus root 3 times root 3, that's root 9, and root 9 is 3. Okay, so obviously this guy will cancel out this guy. So, and we are left with 3 root 5 minus 3 root 3 plus root 10 minus root 6. Now this numerator cannot be simplified further, so we leave it as it is because they are all of different roots. We have root 5, we have root 3, we have root 10, and we have root 6. And the denominator will be what? 5 minus 3, and 5 minus 3 is 2. So we can simply write our answer as 1 over 2 into 3 root 5 minus 3 root 3 plus root 10 minus root 6. Now this solves the problem. So we'll try one more. Let's try one more example on division of sorts, which involves the rationalization of sorts. Now let's try one more. So the number there is let's say number 2, and then we have 1 plus root 5 divided by 1 minus root 5. Now the rule states that we multiply the numerator and denominator by the square root, sorry, by the conjugate of the denominator. So we have want to multiply the denominator, want to multiply the numerator also by the conjugate. The conjugate of the denominator is 1 plus root 5, and the conjugate of the denominator is 1 plus root 5. So when we multiply this out, we have 1 plus root 5 into 1 plus root 5. Okay, this can just be 1 plus root 5 squared, and 1 minus root 5 into 1 plus root 5. Okay, so then we open the brackets like we used to do. So it's 1, so 1 plus root 5 plus root 5 into 1 plus root 5 divided by 1 into 1 plus root 5 minus root 5 into 1 plus root 5. So 1 multiplied by 1 gives us 1, 1 multiplied by root 5 will give us root 5, root 5 multiplied by root 5 by 1 will give us root 5, and root 5 multiplied by root 5 will give us root 25, and that is 5. Okay, and this 1 multiplied by 1 will give us 1. 1 multiplied by root 5 will give us root 5. Root 5 multiplied by minus root 5 multiplied by 1 will give us minus root 5, and minus root 5 multiplied by root 5 will give us minus 5. So this cancel out this, so we are left with 1. Root 5 plus root 5 is root 5 plus root 5. Remember where we did additional subtraction of sorts. So root 5 plus root 5 will give us 2 root 5, give us 5. Divided by 1 minus 5 is minus 4. Okay, so bringing rational numbers together, so we are 6, okay, plus 2 root 5 divided by minus 4. So we can separate the denominator. So you have 6 divided by minus 4, okay, and minus 2 root 5, or let's say plus, divided by minus 4. Okay, so 3 over minus 4 gives us minus 3 over 2, and 2 over minus 4 gives us minus 1 over 2, it's 5. So this will be our final answer. So in some questions might come in the form that given, let's say it's number 3, and it says express 1 over root 5 plus root 3 in the form of p root 5 plus q root 3. Okay, so in this form, so we are just trying to simplify this question further. Okay, so now this is still under division of sorts. So in division of sorts, we multiply the numerator, okay, by the multiply the numerator and denominator by the conjugate, okay, by the conjugate of the denominator. Okay, so the conjugate of the denominator is root 5 minus root 3, and root 5 minus root 3. So we multiply out, so we have 1 into root 5 minus root 3, and root 5 plus root 3 into root 5 minus root 3. Okay, so then we just always have to do is multiply out, so root 5 minus root 3 divided by root 5 multiplied by root 5, and all these things. So I want to skip that step now, and our final answer will be 5 minus 3. Okay, and that will give us root 5 minus root 3 divided by root 2. So if we divide further, we have this one to be root 5 over 2 minus root 3 over 2. So I skip this step here. Alright, so this will give us 1 over 2 root 5 minus 1 over 2 root 3. Now remember we are asked to leave it in the format of p root 5 plus q root 3. So remember we are leaving it in the format of p root 5 minus q root 3. So therefore we are saying that our p is 1 over 2, and our q is also 1 over 2. I'm sorry. Okay, we are leave it in the format of plus. Okay, so our q will be 1 over 2, and our q will be minus 1 over 2. So questions can come in any form, okay, in any form. So let's try one more on this question on division of sorts. So there's a question, it is 3. So let's try question 4. Okay, let me pick this generated complex question for that sake. All right, a complex question. So we have 4 root 5 plus 3 root 2 divided by 7 root 2 plus 2 root 5. And the question says we should leave it in the form of P plus Q root R. Okay, where P, Q, and R are rational numbers. All right, so in this format now, all we just have to do as usual, right, is to multiply the numerator and denominator by the conjugate of the denominator. So that'll give us 4 root 5 plus 3 root 2 divided by 7 root 2 plus 2 root 5, and this will give us 4 root 5 plus 3 root 2 divided by 7 root 2 plus 2 root 5 multiplied. We are multiplying by the conjugate of the denominator, and the conjugate of the denominator in this sense is 7 root 2 minus 2 root 5, because this is the denominator, and for the conjugate we are changing the sign at the center. Okay, so we're changing the sign at the center, so that will give us multiply by 7 root 2 minus 2 root 5 divided by 7 root 2 minus 2 root 5. So in that scenario, we will bring them together. So let's move backward a little bit, and then 4 root 5 plus 3 root 2 multiplied by 7 root 2 minus 2 root 5 divided by 7 root 2 plus 2 root 5 into 7 root 2 minus 2 root 5. Now let's multiply them out. So we have this to be 4 root 5, okay, multiplied by 7 root 2 minus 2 root 5 plus 3 root 2 into 7 root 2 minus 2 root 5 divided by 7 root 2 into 7 root 2 minus 2 root 5 plus 2 root 5 into 7 root 2 minus 2 root 5. Alright, so in this format now all we just have to do is open the brackets. Okay, so for opening the brackets, so we want to have multiply 4 root 5 by 7 root 2. So I want to try as much as possible to ensure that it's all good. So 4 by 7 give us 28, and root 5 by root 2 give us root 10. So our answer is 28 root 10. Okay, 28 root 10. And further, we want to multiply 4 root 5 multiplied by minus 2 root 5. Okay, so we want to multiply 4. That means we are taking this, and this. Now we've already done this and this. Okay, so let's go. So 4 multiplied by root 2 give me minus 8, and root 5 multiplied by root 5 because root 25. So that's minus 8 multiplied by 5, and that will give us minus 40. So this is minus 40. So let's move further. Now we want to do root 3 root 2 and 7 root 2. So we have 3 root 2 multiplied by 7 root 2, and 7 root 2 will give me 21, right? And root 2 multiplied by root 2 will give me root 4, and that's 21 multiplied by 2. Okay, and that'll give me what? 42. That's plus 42, right? So this will save us a lot of stress. So 3 root 2 and minus 2 root 5, 3 root 2, and minus 2 root 5. Okay, this multiplied by this will give me minus 6, and this multiplied by this will give me what? Root 10. So our answer will be minus 6 root 10. Okay, minus 6 root 10 divided by, now for the conjugate, okay, for the denominator. So we say that these two, okay, that's 7 root 2 squared. Okay, and that will give me 7 squared, right, multiplied by root 2 squared. That's in laws of indices. That's 49 multiplied by 2, and that will give me what? 98. 98. And furthermore, we know that when we multiply this guy with this, and when we multiply this with this, they will cancel out eventually. Okay, so we can leave that step. Okay, and then we focus on 2 root 5 and minus 2 root 5. Okay, so let's focus on 2 root 5 and minus 2 root 5. So we're just saying that we want to do 2 root 5 squared, and that will give us 2 squared multiplied by root 5 squared, and that will give us 4 multiplied by 5, and that will give us 20. Okay, and this will give you minus 20. Okay, if you are not sure of what we've done so far, you can open the brackets individually, and you will arrive at the same answer. So let's call it like things. Okay, so with respect to that, we have 28 minus 6. We have 28 root 10 minus 6 root 10 minus 40 plus 42, everything divided by 78. Okay, so with respect to that, we have it to be what? 28 minus 6 will be 22. So that's 22 root 10 minus 40 plus 42. That will give us minus plus 2 divided by 78. All right. So we can now split further and say that this will give us 22 root 10 divided by 78 plus 2 divided by 78. Now it will divide, and then we will have this one to be 11 over 39 divided by 2. 11 root 10 plus 1 over 39. So if we go back to the question, say we have to leave it in the form of P plus Q root R. So we're leaving it in the form of P in the form of P plus Q root R. So this is our P and our Q, okay, and our R. So in that sense, I can write it to be 1 over 39, our answer, plus Q, that's 11 over 39, and root R is 10. Okay, so I'm saying that my P is 1 over 39, and my Q is 11 over 39, and my R is what? Is 10. So this is quite really helpful. Okay, so in as much as we can plug this into our calculator to solve directly for us, we can also be able to like find, know how these steps are being done by the calculator. So we can see that if calculator is actually very powerful, though it saves us from stress, okay, and a lot of stress that are really not needed actually. Okay, so in our next video we'll be talking about square root of Surdic number. Square root of Surdic number. So we will have a Surd format, and we'll be left asked to leave it in a format of square root. Okay, so we'll take a few examples on that, and then in our final video we'll talk about solving Surdic equations. Okay, that means equations that are Surd inside it, or we call it radical equations. All right, so see you there.